and welcome back to my channel where we focus on all things self-development, feminine energy, and basically being the absolute best version of yourself as a woman that you can be, like how to live a life full of joy and pleasure and success. So today we're going to be focusing on something a little bit niche, but very interesting, and it is red flags to look out for in the people that you invite into your inner circle, like relationships, lovers, friendships, even colleagues, bosses, things like that. Anybody that you'll be having consistent interaction with day to day, these are the red flags to look out for in them. And what's really interesting is these red flags are all narcissistic traits. Now, I have a background in psychology for those that don't know, and there's a huge difference between a narcissist and somebody with narcissistic tendencies. Everybody, including me and you, has narcissistic tendencies. There are certain things that we do where if we did a few more narcissistic things, we might eventually tick the box to be a narcissist. But because we only tick one or two, we're just a normal human being with issues, right? But these are the red flags to look out for that are narcissistic traits that can lead to huge issues, drama, energy draining, energy vampires, all of that in your inner circle. So this is where we kind of tap into like dark feminine energy, where we tap into knowing our worth, valuing our energy, being careful with who we align ourselves with, and making sure that our inner circle is like the inner circle of our dreams and gives us energy rather than draining all of it away. So the first red flag you want to look out for is gift giving, and it's not the giving of gifts, it's the way in which it's done. There is this fabulous concept called the 5 love languages, and it's the concept that everybody has a way that they love to give and receive love. So some of those can be things like words of affirmation, it can be things like quality time, or it can be things like gift giving. So some people, gift giving is their love language. They love to give and receive gifts. Those people are precious, and this is not what I'm talking about, okay? And there is a very subtle difference between a friend that loves to give and receive gifts versus a friend that is subtly doing it from this like, look at me kind of people-pleasing tendency. So I'll show you the difference. So let's say you have something really big happen in your business, or you complete a degree, like something super huge, exciting, you've been working towards it a long time. In scenario 1, you and your friend go out to a restaurant and she says to you, please let me pay for tonight. Like, this is my gift to you because I'm so freaking proud of you and everything that you've accomplished. Like, order whatever. Anyway, let's get back to talking about your business. I'm so excited for your business. No. So she instantly takes the attention off of the fact that she's giving you a gift straight back to you. So there's no sense of like, let's focus on me and what I'm doing for you. It's just like, I'm giving you this gift anyway, back to you in the limelight because I'm so freaking excited for you. In scenario 2, your friend takes you out to a restaurant and she's like, oh, and I'm gonna be paying for tonight, by the way, like this is on me, it's my treat, order anything you want, I'm paying, okay? Last time I was here, I spent $700 on this restaurant when I was here with my partner last week. Like, seriously, order whatever you want, I don't care how expensive, like this is all on me, okay? The difference between scenario 1 and scenario 2 is scenario 2 is all about like, look at me, I'm buying you the thing, look at how I'm giving you the gift, versus scenario 1, which is I'm giving you a gift because you're freaking worth it, and now back to you. And this is a very subtle difference that you want to look out for, because if it just happens once, you're probably not going to notice a difference. It's like, oh, great, thank you. Like, you know, you'll feel grateful. But when you have people in your life who consistently give gifts and make it all about them giving the gift that you didn't even ask for versus them giving a gift out of overflow, that's a huge red flag in a friendship. That's like, how much is this person going to drain my energy if they can't even let the thing that they're giving me the gift about be about you for a second? Like, how much are they going to drain your energy if they can't even let you have the limelight without trying to take it back to them with like, I'm giving you a gift? And this is a narcissistic tendency. So true narcissists will do this all the time through love bombing. They'll give gift after gift after gift. And it's to make you feel good, but they want you to feel good because they want you to feel good in their presence, because they want you to associate them with nice things, right? So true narcissists do this all the time as a means to control. Normal people that just have narcissistic tendencies will sometimes do this without realizing. So sometimes it comes from like a lack of self-worth. Like, they don't realize that they themselves are the gifts. They don't realize that they're enough. So they try to give and they overgive and they do their own version of love bombing because they really just want you to like them. So it's not so much about making you feel good. It's because they want you to feel good about them. And there's a huge energetic difference with that. And when it becomes a pattern, you'll feel that energetic difference. You'll get to the point where you kind of resent when they give gifts, because you're just like, how much praise do you need for this gift that you're giving me now? Like, how much does this need to be about you? Or can I just say thank you and move on? So that's red flag number 1. Red flag number 2 is compliments. And again, this is very nuanced. So there is nothing wrong with giving compliments. In fact, if you've got like female friends, part of being a girl's girl is pumping your fellow friends up. is giving them compliments, is making them feel really good. So giving compliments is a very positive thing, but you want to watch the way in which the compliments are given. And this comes back to a self-worth thing. People that lack their own identity, that lack in their own self-worth, will give compliments from a place of wanting to take. They'll give compliments because they want you to give them more love, give them more attention, versus the person that has done all of the inner work, has true confidence and authenticity, and gives compliments from a place of overflow. It's like, I have so much love in me, it just flows out of me. They're not looking for you to give back to them. So that's the energetic difference that you want to look for in compliments. When people give you compliments, do they give you compliments when it's appropriate? Like, do they give you compliments at times where you're like, yeah, that feels good, it's right? Or do they give you compliments all the time in a way that makes you, like, it gives you the ick a little bit? Like, you're like, okay, you complimented that on me on that last time. Are you needing some validation for the compliments that you're giving? So you want to look out for those really subtle energetic differences with the compliments that they give. Are they authentic? Are they genuine? And how often are they taking place? Because if somebody's complimenting you all the time, this goes back to that kind of narcissistic tendency to like love bomb, to give too many compliments. And if that's secretly coming from a place of wanting to receive rather than to give, you're gonna feel drained when you get compliments rather than excited. Red flag number 3 is they tend to bring things back around to them. So this kind of speaks to point number 1 and number 2, which is if you give gifts and you give compliments from a place of actually wanting the attention back on you, like that's a problem. That's something we need to work on internally, right? So same thing with rule number 3, except you'll see this applied kind of more broadly. And this one is probably the most subtle of all. Like, it takes a high level of emotional intelligence to really be able to see when somebody is doing this. But you'll feel it, and you'll feel it in the sense of like bitterness or annoyance when they're talking about certain things. So if every time you have an exciting piece of news or even something really sad to share, if they give you about 2 seconds of like the attention, then it goes straight back to them, that's a bit of a red flag, because it means that, again, they haven't done the inner work to know their worth, to love themselves really deeply, and so they constantly are vying for attention. This also speaks a little bit to like an anxious attachment style. People with anxious attachment style will often be like, wait, come back and look at me, because if you're not looking at me long enough, maybe you'll forget about me because I don't actually know that I'm good enough. The pattern that you want to look for is if when you go to share something really exciting that happened, if they suddenly have something exciting to share too, that's a red flag. And again, this often doesn't come from a nasty place. People often don't do this because they are actually narcissists and are out to get you and make sure you never get any attention or any love because they want to take it all. Most of the time, it's not coming from that. Oftentimes, people will try to take the spotlight straight back to them because they're lacking in their own self-worth and identity. It comes from a place of hurt. So we want to have a level of compassion and empathy, but we also want to be wary because people like that will drain your energy. And I say this all the time on my channel, but your time and your energy, especially as a woman, are your most valuable assets. You have a limited amount of it. You have to use it really wisely. So if you go to share something exciting, and as soon as you do, they're like, I had something good happen too. Like, congratulations, here's what happened with me. If that only happens once and you get annoyed, like, you're probably the problem in that scenario. But if you notice a pattern where that happens over and over again, where each time you have something big to share, they suddenly have something too, there's a reason you're getting annoyed. Like, that's your intuition trying to come online and telling you, like, honey, maybe this person is not quite your person. Like, maybe they need to do a little bit more healing before we spend more time with them or give more of our energy to them. Same thing with sad news. If every time you have something sad, you feel like they're trying to outcompete your sadness, like, oh, I also had that thing happening, that's a bit of a red flag. Now, the difference with sad news is if they're coming at it from a place of letting you finish the sad thing or the frustrating thing that's going on, and then saying something like, I had a similar situation happen actually, can I tell you how I resolved that? Maybe it'll help. That's very different, right? That's coming from a place of wisdom. Or if they say, thank you for sharing that with me, I'm actually going through something similar. Like, can I tell you what I'm going through too? Maybe we can help each other figure it out. That's different. But that comes from a place of, let's like solve this together. Let's use our collective wisdom and energy and get this solved together. Versus, you have a sad thing, me too. You have a happy thing, me too. Let's talk about mine. And you weren't finished talking about yours? Okay, I guess we can talk about yours again. So there's a really big energetic difference between someone who is consistently trying to make it about them versus somebody who is actually trying to help you with certain situations or is excited to share in your own excitement. So looking for those subtle differences is what helps you to really hone and foster your intuition and to be careful of people like this. So number 4 is level of drama, and sometimes this can be a you problem, so you want to be really careful of this too. If almost every boss you've ever had is toxic, if tons of your friends are toxic and you're the common denominator, it could be that you need to do some work on yourself, on how you view yourself, on your confidence levels, on your level of self-worth, on the kind of people that you attract, on the kind of people that you're an energetic match for. I had this issue years ago where every single boss that I worked with was really toxic in some way. And it wasn't me making them toxic, it was I was attracting toxic bosses because I had a ton of inner work to do. I had a true narcissistic boss, like an actual narcissist who ticked every clinical box for being a narcissist, and that was awful and abusive and terrible. And I had a lot of other bosses with so many narcissistic tendencies, they were like borderline. But the common denominator was me. And as soon as I worked on my issues that were attracting that, I stopped attracting people like that. As soon as I started really vetting the people that I let into my life, lo and behold, no more of them appeared. Or when they did, I was like, not for me, thank you very much. So when I say level of drama, it could be that if you have somebody in your life that has a lot of their own drama, it could be that they're accidentally attracting things like that, or it could be that they're the ones causing the drama in the first place. And if they're having an issue with their mother, their sister, their auntie, their friend at school, their boss, their colleague, if every person in their life has issues with them, you're probably next on the list. I've got 3 daughters, and this is something that I speak to them about often, is you have to be careful the kind of friends that you have. I help them to look out for the kind of patterns that they see in their friendships, because if they have friends who constantly have one drama after another, I tell my girls, you're next on the drama list. Like if they have issues with every other friend, you're probably the next friend they're going to have drama with. It's going to hurt and be exhausting and suck out your energy and drain your energy. So you have to be careful of people that attract a lot of drama. And you got to get nuanced about it, just like everything else, and look at why. Is it because they don't know their self-worth and so they're accidentally attracting people like that? And if so, can you be that friend that's like, girlfriend, you're worth more than this. You need to be more confident than that. Maybe you have an anxious attachment style. It's time to stop attracting people like that. Like you can be that friend and that voice of reason for them. Or it could be that they thrive on drama because they have a lot of childhood issues. And that means that it's almost impossible to have a healthy relationship with them. Either way, the drama's not good. So have a look at the people that in your life that have a lot of drama and what the scenarios are and whether they're worth keeping in your life. Red flag number 5 is victimization. So every human being to some degree is guilty of this. It is very painful to admit the scenarios in which we're not the victim, we're the issue. Like the scenario that I gave just before. If I was coming from a victimized standpoint, when I said I used to attract really dramatic people, I used to have a lot of drama in my life, it would have been like, oh, poor me, all these mean people in my life, which is what I used to do, versus when I said, no, I'm the problem. I'm attracting people like that. Point being, a lot of people victimize themselves to some degree. This is part of human nature because it's painful to admit that we could be the one with the issue. Like it hurts. It goes against our biological inclination to protect ourselves, to get really vulnerable and say, it's me, I am the problem. But at the same time, if you have people in your life that constantly victimize themselves, it's going to drag you way back. Because it means if you have an issue with them and you bring it up with them, they're going to play the victim card. If they have an issue in their life that they can't get past, they're going to blame everybody but themselves. And that's what keeps people really stuck. So people that victimize themselves consistently are a huge red flag, because they'll be energy vampires. Like they will drain your energy like no other, because life isn't happening for them. Life isn't happening within their control in any way. They're letting life happen to them. This is also a sign of wounded feminine energy, by the way, which I've done videos on, but victimization is a huge red flag when it comes to friendships, as well as colleagues, bosses as well. You definitely do not want a boss that victimizes themselves, because anytime you have an issue, they're not going to be able to take accountability for it. Either way, with all of these problems that I'm suggesting, just because somebody has one red flag or two doesn't mean you instantly stop speaking to them, stop being friends with them, quit your job because you don't want to work with them, break up with them if it's your partner that's doing it, none of that. It just means that you want to look out for certain red flags in the people in your inner circle, because your inner circle, the people that you spend the most time with day in, day out, will make or break how far you get in life. Like if everybody in your life is draining, if everybody in your life victimizes themselves, can't stand to let you have the spotlight for 2 seconds if you've worked your bum off and have accomplished something, can't stand to support you for very long if you have something really tragic happen because they need the attention back on them, those kinds of people will have you feeling crazy very quickly. And if you're over here feeling insane and trying to justify the actions of everybody that you've let into your inner circle, there's only so far you can go. It's like having all these different balls and chains on you as you try to get forward to the next level. So keeping an eye out for red flags in your friendships is of the utmost importance if you want to get far in life. If you have big dreams, big goals, things that you're trying to succeed at, you have to vet the people that you let into your inner circle. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much for watching. The theme of this entire video today is basically what it takes to have queen energy. It's what it takes to be a woman that values her time, her energy, that knows her own worth and importance, and is careful about the people that she lets into her life. A woman with queen energy knows how to be kind, consistent, and empathetic without letting everybody in her life drain her just because she has an energy that other people want to be around. So if you want to learn how to do that more in depth, I have an entire course on queen energy with videos and 8 different modules, homework, things to fill out, and we go through everything from attachment style all the way through to how to build a vision for the future. There's style in there, there's skincare, everything that you could possibly need to be a woman with queen energy, to be a woman that is formidable and exciting and interesting and sensual and confident. All of that is in one course. So if you want that, I'll pop the link below in the comments, but otherwise, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.